What was my journey to becoming a support friend? Well, I had retired 2 years prior, and it was very important to me that I continue purpose in my life. So when I saw this as an avenue that perhaps I couldn't take in a foster child because of the season I was at in my life, but I thought I can be a really good grandparent.
While we want to be a foster family eventually, now wasn't the right time for that. And so being a support friend really was an awesome opportunity for us to be more involved in a tangible way, and also just understand what it looks like to foster.
Before we decided to become a foster family, I was an advocate with Foster the Bay, but we weren't ready. We were newlyweds. So what's been really great about that is I get a balcony view of how the Spirit is moving in our church.
I went through the process of I'm not going to be a foster parent at this time, with the different options of being a support friend. I was like, whoa, a support friend. That's something that I can do.
It's not even something that we needed to discuss because it was something that both my husband and I felt very strongly about. We really, truly believe that our foster kids are the ones who are forgotten, and they really, truly need the church community to come around them.
We have a foster family at church that we interact with a lot. We were talking with the mom and giving her all of the reasons why we weren't going to take steps forward, like our super small apartment, the fact that we both work, and she just looked at us and said, those aren't excuses and you need to do this.
I remember that, sitting down with Nick and realizing, okay, these are things we can do, and these are things that we can provide for this family. And I realized, well, we can't meet every need. That's why there are other support friends, and that's why there's a team that rallies around this family.
I'd been a support grandparent for about 1.5 years, and one of my foster children was experiencing what's called a failed placement. And it had nothing to do with anything he could control. And what he wanted was just a stable place to finish high school. I was asked by a church member, would I consider temporarily placing him with me? Well, I really had to stop and think about that. And at first I said, oh dear God, this is not what you want of me. I'm going to open the Bible and I want you to tell me. I'm going to take whatever you say. And please tell me, run as far away as you can from this. But it wasn't. It was Isaiah 30:21. And it said, whether you turn to the right or to the left, you will hear a voice behind you saying, this is the way, follow it. And I could do nothing else. All of my intrepidation and fears went away because I said, I can do this. This is something that God's hand is directly on. And I asked, and he answered.
This is something that we've talked about since almost the moment we met, it seems like. And 7 years later, here we are. We've had 11 children in our home in a little over a year, and it's been a wild ride, but a great ride.
I would say some of the biggest challenges we've faced is just continuing to take those steps forward even when we have interactions with some of our family and friends, and we'll talk to them about this is something that we're really passionate about, and they'll be like, are you, that seems crazy. I don't think I'd ever be able to do that. It just seems like it would be so hard.
There were some matches that didn't happen along the way, and those were losses that we faced as a family together, and that helped us really just keep faith that this was what we were called to do, and that the right match would come, and that God would be in control of that, and He absolutely was.
The biggest challenge has been watching our just watching our foster family go through the pain of having to say goodbye to a 5-month little girl that they fostered from the time she was born, and that was hard to see. It wasn't as though, oh, that was so terrible for me. It was hard to see their struggle because they're such amazing people and they're willing to sacrifice themselves and their family to love another.
When the kids come into our home, most of our kids have been pretty severely neglected, failure to thrive, not have had proper nutrition, sleeping on the floor, not always having clothes. We love when they just kind of start flourishing just based on nutrition and love and sleep.
Every foster child in the system comes out of a fairly dire circumstance, and so welcoming this little life into our family, it's indescribable joy.
Just do it. You will not regret it. Pray over it. Know that God does not put in our heart an inkling or a thought about something that we do not have either do not have a natural aptitude for, or that isn't a part of our life that He really wants to see our light shine through.
Enter it with prayer and with support, and to really think about your role in the community as helping children in any way that you can, that we're called to really come alongside these children.
All in all, I encourage you to really think about it and to see how you can be able to make a difference, either directly or indirectly, into the life of a foster child, because it really, really helps.
God puts the lonely in families. These are kids that have gone through often difficult experience. These are good kids who've gone through bad times. You have a chance to make their time so much better.
I could have missed this. I could have said no. And I could have easily found all the reasons why, I serve at church, I do things, I didn't have to do this one thing, but this was the one thing that God really wanted. And I needed to give Him that.